Hi there, this is Judy with Paper Palm Tree. I have another Christmas card I wanted to share with you today. And this is another interactive. And I have a little tab up here and you pull it. And it comes up like that. And your message is on the inside. This card has been around a long time. And thought I'd put my little spin on it with my new Christmas paper. And that's what it looks like. So let me share with you how I did this. Okay, so you're going to start with two pieces of paper that make the front and the back. And the front one I've used a designer series paper, and the back one I used the white so that you could write your message to the recipient there. So this paper comes from the Merry Little Christmas designer series paper stack, and so does this one. And this is the piece that I use for the inside. Love that paper and wanted to use that here. So and then a piece of Whisper White. So the size of these two pieces are cut at 4.5 by 5.5. So you need two. That's what's going to stack together. The insert that comes in and out. This is the inside slider. This is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And I've already stamped out my my wreath, and let me show you how I did this. This is with this new stamp set, Wonderful Life. It's in our holiday catalog, and I used this little swag that looks like it has ornaments on it, and let me get that out and show you. So what I did to create this is I kind of, with photopolymer, you can move it around a little bit. So I made it more of a U, as much of a U as the stamp would let me. And I stamped 3 around like that. And that created the wreath. And I did that in Old Olive and then put real red on the inside of that. So another way to use a stamp differently and still get your money's worth out of it. So I like that. So for the inside sentiment, I used a different one. I used from the Labels to Love, Happy Christmas to You and Yours, and that went on the inside. Let me share with you this. When I pulled that up and I stamped it, I got a little crooked. So I took another piece of cardstock, stamped it, straightened it up, and put it on there. So just to show you that even if there's errors, you can fix them. And if there's a will, there's a way. Now, the one thing I did find, you can push it down, but you kind of have to wedge it a little bit. It'll go down, but I take that end and just give it a little tug, and that straightens it back out. So cute card. Okay, so for the let me set these over here. That's the back. Okay. For the cut on this, I'm going to get out my trimmer. And this right side of the cardstock, here's the short side up here. The right side, I'm going to line up to 3/4 of an inch. And this score plate, I'm going to score, the cut plate part, I'm going to put that at 3/4. And I'm going to bring that down to 4 3/4. So here's my 4 3/4. Bring it down right there. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So 3/4 of an inch over here. Bring this to 3/4 up here. And down to 4 3/4. All right. So you have 2 cuts there. So to create the slider part, I'm going to cut just one end from the cut line to the cut line. And that should also be at 3/4 of an inch. And you're going to go 3/4 there over to the last cut line. And that should open it up like that. There we go. All right, so we got the cut part done. Now I'm going to score this. All right, so I'm going to take this to the scoreboard, and this is going on the long side up here. And the open part is to your left, towards the side. And I'm going to score this just from the cut line to the cut line at 1 1/4. right there. So you're actually only scoring this. I'm going to do one more time on the 3, and then I'm going to do it at the 4 3/4 mark, which is the top of both of the cut lines right there. There we go. And I'm going to fold this up, get my bone folder out. And that 3-inch mark, you're going to fold down. And that 1 1/4 inch mark that you scored there, fold that up like that. Okay, so to create this, we are going to take the slider, and because I wanted, when you pull this out, I wanted that to be visible and that to be visible. You could do it just plain white. Combinations of colors are endless, but I liked it that it had some kind of little something. You could also put a sentiment up there, but I didn't. I just used this. Okay, and that's double-sided, so that's why that looks that way. So I want this side up, and so this last part right here is what I'm going to glue to that 1-inch side. So let me get my glue out. I'm going to use, I want to use liquid glue whenever I've got a sliding part, because tape adhesives don't dry, and the liquid glue will dry. So I'm just going to put glue on that little flap that's been cut. And I'm going to center this up the best I can. Now that bottom edge is going to meet that bottom edge. Right about there. Straighten it up. See how that gives you a little wiggle room. And then that's up there, so when you slide it, it'll go up and down. Love it. Okay, so all we're going to do with this is we're going to put the glue on the very outside of the back of this. And this is going to line up to the bottom. All sides. This should be exactly the same cut as the front. All right, so to have a finger hold, pull that up a little bit. Probably should have done this before. I can't remember. I think when I did the sample card, I thought, oh, I should do that before, and I didn't. And I need to do it on the back side too. Here we go. So the other thing I did on this one was I wanted just a little bit of the pull tab so that whoever's getting it would know that they need to pull that upward. I guess if you just saw that you might, but I did it this way. I liked it. I thought it was cute. The only thing that this would do is this is to fit a standard A2 size envelope, and that would give you a little bit extra up there that you would have to either fold down or put this in a bigger envelope. All right, so I'm going to pull that forward just a little bit, and I want this to center it, those two together. All right, so to put the wreath on there. Okay, for the very last thing before I put that wreath on there, I want to stamp this little banner. Get my C block out. And I'm using Happy Holiday on it. there until I get this stamped. And I'm going to stamp it really quick in black. Need to line it up on there. Right there. Make sure that fits inside of it. Okay, I'm going to put this back in so it doesn't get lost. Right, now I'm going to push down on that, get some ink on it. And I'm sorry, I have to pull it close to me to get it lined up. And I'm going to fussy cut that out, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just want to use just a small piece for the back here of the Stampin' Dimensionals. That fit just right. There we go. And I'm going to put that right across the wreath. Let's see. Right there. Like it, like it. Okay, the last thing I want to do, not the last thing, the next thing I want to do is I want to stamp this on the inside. Now, I have lined this up as good as I think I can onto the block. Let's see if I can get this straighter than the last time I did it. Use my real red. Pull that close. Let's see if I can get this pretty straight. Yes, that looks good. You know, sometimes you can do it, and sometimes you can't do it for your life. And now the last thing I want to do is put the wreath on the front. And one other, I want to write on there at the top pull. So I'm going to get a marker. So for this wreath to sit up kind of straight on it, I wanted it just, not straight, but up high a little bit. I'm going to make sure that it's up just a little bit. So, and if I do them right here, they're sure to fit. So, there we go. And I want that to ride right about there. That looks good. And there's the card. I love this card. So cute. This leaves you room up here to write something, or you can write more on the back. Very cute. So I hope you enjoyed this card today. There's lots on the internet to show how they've done this. This is my interpretation with this. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more from me, if you'd subscribe and check out my website, paperpalmtree.com. There's a shop button on the top of the blog page, and if you hit that, it'll take you to the site to be able to purchase all of these items. So, okay, there we go. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, bye.